Good afternoon. I'd like to update you on what we're planning for Sunday. On Sunday, due to government restrictions and advice, we are not planning on meeting physically in our building. Instead, we will meet on Facebook Live, and we'll be doing this on our public site and our private site at the same time. And you can join us on Facebook. Many of you are already part of our private site, but we also want this to go out wider than that, and we want to reach people with it as well, especially with a message of hope about Jesus at this time, because there is a lot of people who are concerned and worried, and so we want to reach them. But also, we need to reach us, and we need to feel some sense of God and some sense of togetherness. So we've decided to do this live rather than doing a recorded message and then sending that out. We'd like to meet live on a Sunday and keep church as normal with a multimedia presence as we possibly can. So this week, we'll meet at 10:30. We will have a small team who will broadcast church from the building, and those people will observe safety guidelines and things like that of meeting together, keeping distances, and all the rest. Everyone else, we expect you to join us on Facebook Live, and one of the things you may like to do is to share the live feed while it's live on your own site, on your own Facebook site. That would then enable your friends to see what happens in our church. It would also enable your friends to hear the message about Jesus, and also hopefully lead to some conversations with yourself about church. So we're expecting God to move. We're in faith for it, and we just ask you to please pray for that. Last week we had a test of sending this out live, and we found we reached nearly 500 people. That's what Facebook statistics told us, and we also had, of those numbers, we had about half of them who listened to our message and watched some of the video. So that's very helpful. It means that we can reach, just without advertising, without doing very much, we can reach those kind of numbers. We could actually reach people with Jesus in a very tough time far more if we all shared that too. So that's the idea for Sunday. In our trials during the week, we tried a cell group, and that worked very well. Good sense of fellowship there. We did a prayer meeting at Jenny's to pray especially for Steve in this tough time in hospital, and we ask you please keep praying for Steve. He needs a breakthrough. And at the same time, there was an incredible sense of the presence of God as we prayed together and we worshiped together online on a program called Zoom. You may like to download that, and that would be very helpful in the coming weeks. The other thing is we trialed a Bible study on Friday, and that worked very well. There's a good sense of fellowship, good sense of interaction. These things are possible, and the other thing is you can sense God in it. There's an incredible sense of God's presence in some of these things, which I had never really realized, and I'm finding afresh from this week that when we meet on Sunday, I expect God to show up wherever we are as we join together on Facebook Live. And we need that expectancy that what we're doing is not individuals and so on, but it's a coming together of Hope Church. And so really encourage you to be in faith for that. And the other thing I'd like to say is we're also looking at, as a community, how we do things like keeping children together, how we outreach. There's a possibility of doing Alpha. With kids work, we're looking at how we do that. Hannah and Becky have put together a Minecraft server. They're calling Church World or something like that, and they're building churches all over the world and so on. But in that kind of environment, on a server like that, it enables our children to actually interact with one another and keeps that sense of togetherness, and that's very important in this time. I just say, in this time, please be in faith. We can strengthen each other with the strength we ourselves receive from Christ. And there's a sense of engaging with Jesus like we haven't done for years. And then from the strength that he gives us in that, use that to strengthen others, not only in our church, but strengthen others in our neighborhoods and in our streets, And I think this is a time where Christians need to take a pastoral responsibility for the people living around them, and some of that care and concern and giving and sharing and praying for people. And so please, in this time, be in faith. God is doing some good things and we expect some good fruit from it. Thank you very much for listening. See you tomorrow, or you'll see me anyway, on Facebook Live. God bless.